Philippine night descends. Much of the facade that masks this Catholic society is reveal Manila's dark realities. The glow of the capital city's neon-lit streets reveals an eternal world where the commercial sex industry thrives. Case study. Elmer is but one among many who make their living there. His regular source of income comes from stagings of choro, the local lingo for anal or vaginal sexual intercourse performed in public. First popularized in underground heterosexual bars during the 60s, choro has found its way to those gay bars known for producing masturbation catrusts and sex orgies. Elmer, who takes the receptor role, is one of the district's best-known performers. Lured into the sex trade and sex orgies. Elmer, who takes the receptor role, is one of the district's best-known performers. Lured into the sex trade at an early age, he has performed this act nightly before during crowd for the last 10 years. It is an ugly, dehumanizing way of making a living, but with the money Elmer, who lives in the slum colony of Tondo, supports a son, an ailing grandmother, a number of brothers and knows that it kills. He is concerned because it threatens not only his life but the lives of those who depend on him for support. Yet Elmer has only a vague idea of how HIV is transmitted and how infection can be prevented. This degree of ignorance about the disease remains alarmingly high throughout the country. The distortion and confusion that surround the subject have created a climate where people affected by the disease demonstrate complex and conflicting responses to anxiety, fear, guilt, apathy, denial, anger, and fatalism. Perhaps conflict with fear, perhaps in denial, myself on fire, denoting that it would be from Elmer's reaction, though histrionic, is not an isolated phenomenon. 28% of male sexual workers in a recent survey said they would commit suicide if they became infected with HIV. Here in the Philippines, to understand reality one must struggle with contradictions. While our colonial history can best be described as 300 years of common life under Roman Catholic Spain and 40 years of Hollywood under America, we have an economical act of indoctrinations from two extreme ideologies, the medieval spirituality of the Catholic Church, and the modernity and commercialism of American pop culture. America's teaching of sexual freedom has helped foster behaviors that are enabling the spread of HIV in the Philippines. The Catholic faith, as bequeathed by Spanish friars, has instilled reactionary religious beliefs that are also helping the disease's spread. This social history has resulted in a double standard and is responsible for many of the contradictions that pervade Filipino life. These contradictions manifest and represent a distinct aspect of the national personality. Youngsters are torn between the family's strict moral codes and peer group pressure to break sexual taboos. As a rite of passage, groups of friends commonly arrange for boys to lose their virginity in brothels. Marriage is extolled as the social ideal, yet married men regularly seek extramarital sex. Sex work is regularly denounced and blamed on the American military and other foreigners. Yet, in one study, female sex workers said that 75% of their clients were local American men. Nowadays, it is not commercial sex workers or religious death. Filipinos employing a combination of both Catholicism, mysticism, and superstition in dealing with HIV, adhering to the belief that everything is the work of divine providence, that all is a matter of fate, creates a sense of helplessness and insecurity in many Filipinos. One shudders to think how easily HIV can become a crisis in Manila. The city has more than 1,000 bars. During Ferdinand Marcos' regime, sex toys were in high demand and commercial sex work claimed not only females and males, but children as well. The permissive sexual climate during that 20-year period was merely symptomatic of a decay in the country's economic, political, and moral structure. A decay characterized by political repression and the conspicuous consumption of our conjugal dictators Ferdinand and Imelda Marcos. Today the economy of the Philippines is devastated. 70%. The literacy level is one of the highest in Asia. The quality of education leaves much to be desired. People are ignorant about basic health issues and the commercial sex industry runs at full tilt. We are tired of fighting powerful tyrants and colonial masters, tired of typhoons, earthquakes, floods, and other natural calamities. Focusing on its empirical nature. To counter the fear, jokes about HIV and AIDS abounded. The government's report of 218 cases of HIV is serious. The public
does not realize that if we do not intervene now, we will have a serious problem in our near future. The last decade has witnessed a substantial rise in migration. More than 1 million Filipinos have left home seeking temporary work abroad. There is little doubt that some returning workers are infected with the virus. The presence of American GIs in our country has often been associated with commercial sex work and causing ethnic or sexually transmitted infections. Although non-expert evidence on those, they will never be denied behind.
Be very afraid.